So, left-hand one was your before setup. As I say, very, very rounded and hunched in the posture there. Very hard to move your body.
Yeah.
As a result of that, when you sort of swing the golf club back, this is all now going back with the wrist. I mean, that club now is pointing this way towards your feet. So you've already twisted and turned invertedly this way. So that club at that point now is effectively aiming over here. Yet you still slice the driver. So in the swing, you're making a lot of adjustments there with the club position there. Obviously not going to be very consistent, okay? And as you went back here now, because your right arm and your arms are trying to be straight, you only really get to about here somewhere, very restricted backswing. And then when you try and put power to it, you kind of look, back it up, lean back. Your arms aren't able to fall down. I mean, ground, okay? So the practice drills you've got to do now, okay? You can see that's a better posture, just going to be a bit more tilted over there. When that's your hips there. Hips can be tipped down a bit more of a bow to the ball. But you can see how the club moves back now, yeah? Look at the club face position there. That club there is almost in line with your spine. Whereas this one, I mean, if we go back to here now, I mean, it's kind of like the club face is pointing that way. So you kind of like whoop, reversed it inwards, which is going to be an almost impossible position to get that club back to the ball. So this is the practice drill now with the body. Again, nice and loose. Even when you're holding the club this way, feel loose in that grip pressure, and then the hinge would kind of come from there. Now your right arm does still look quite locked. There's a lot of tension in your arms and you're holding that club quite tight. And I'll show you my grip pressure in a second, but we will take that tension out to allow body parts to move. So you do that movement there yourself, so you can feel comfortable. Then you step to the side of the golf ball. We now try and move the torso. You can still see that your individual kind of movement there, you're still wanting to take the golf club away now with your hands and your wrists there. The body's moving a little bit more in fairness, but the wrists have done still quite a bit. Then we get to about here now, and you see where the club points. At this point, we want the club to be pointing kind of towards target. You get it quite a long way, we call it across the line, okay? But that's just your, not sure where the hands go, because you take it back kind of this way, you're going to rest your hands in that position, okay? So the club's got to go back with the torso turning, and then your hands and your wrists hinge up. And then the arms then have to fall down to find the ground, okay? Then we step towards the golf ball, okay? Slightly better posture there. I mean, still could be a little bit more tipped, but it is certainly an improvement on where you were. Club's going to go away now with the body first. So the wrists have moved that club in. So the club going in here, if you just do the torso, the club still points out this way. If you go that way with the wrist, it's going to point behind you. So practice that basically up against a wall, put your butt on the wall and just make some swings where you do this, the club shouldn't hit the wall, in your case you'll get to about here and the club's already hit the wall there when it gets sort of hip height, okay? Then at the top of the backswing, because of that, you can see the club now pointing way across the line now in this position, okay? All right, so as you come back down the golf ball, the arms have to then fall from here. Now, because they're over the top there, when they fall, they're going to come in a bit of a different angle, okay? You need to get your arms used to just going up and down this way above your chest, not kind of in that position. But it's going to take a bit of practice. I think for you, if you can do the drill with that club in your belt buckle, with your belly button, just get used to the club moving around your body, how that functions, and then someone's just doing this with your arms. That's what your arms is doing the golf swing, lifting up and down, and then it's blending those two together, When you're down the range hitting golf balls or practicing even in the garden, make swings with that drill so you get the feeling of what you want to try and do. Then you step to a side of the golf ball, do a practice swing, and only then step to the ball when the practice swing hits the ground. There's no point doing a practice swing. It might feel great, but the club's this half the ground. You put a ball in the way, you're missing the ball up. Exactly, and you top it. So get away from the mindset that keep your head down causes you to not top it. Just restricts your body movement, just rounds off your posture. So your head's got to be nice and tall and nice and straight with the back so you can move. You said the two components in your golf swing, the torso turning, okay? And the arms lifting. We've got to blend those two together just so you can get to where. If I said to you now, and you can, as Dasha makes sense, you can do this at home, get a pint glass, put it in water, don't throw away alcohol obviously, put it in water, stand there now with a pint glass there, and you're trying to throw it over your head towards, I don't know, the plants or your kids or whatever, Stand there and just go that way, What you would do, you'd go or that way, and you tip on the floor already. So it's holding it here, the pint glass facing upwards, we turn our torso, and we chuck, and we just do that, boom, and that just becomes what you will do, Imagine that. I'm not going to throw that, but that's going towards it. Your way, you'd go, and you tip it on the floor to start with, and if you do it that way,
it's all exactly,
So it may sound a bit daft, but it's quite an interesting or useful kind of thing just to get a vision of where your hands need to point.
Okay,
makes sense?
Yeah, that's brilliant.
Good man.